Mexico? Was it similar? What are they? Big chunks? Is there a certain way to eat it?
Your hands.
Yeah.
And with blue cheese.
What?
Is that the name of the place? Oh, okay.
Roast beef?
Oh, the rolls. Weird name. Where can we get this Kimmelweck? Schmuggles? Schmuggles. I think we're going to have plenty of places to choose from for dinner tonight. You're from New York, so these are your homebodies.
Yeah, I'm from New York City.
Not the city.
You still love him?
New York is a great place. You can't beat New York. Great energy. But yeah, I spent most of my years in New York, growing up in New York City. I went to a school called Music and Art High School, my sister and I. I had a twin sister. And when I graduated from Music and Art High School, I got a scholarship to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years on a scholarship painting. And in fact, when I was about 18, 19 years old, I was nominated for a Guggenheim and won a Hall Garden, which is comparable to a Guggenheim. But painting has been very much a part of my life. In fact, the Smithsonian owns one of my pieces. The Schoenberg in New York owns one of my pieces. The Kansas City Jazz Museum owns one of my pieces. What else?
Well, if they want to see some of your artwork, they can visit your website, BillyDeeWilliams.com.
You can see some of it, yeah.
And we actually have one piece here. We have a lithograph of a piece that he did called The Empire Strikes Back. It's at his signing booth. So if you guys would like to come, you don't have to buy. We'd like you to buy, but you don't have to. You can come and see the litho if you want to see some of the art style that he does. So.
I call the work abstract reality, and what I mean by that, as real as things are, they are as abstract. It gives me a lot of different levels to play on. So that's a lot of fun. But painting is a very interesting thing. You know, a lot of people think of painting as therapeutic, but I never think of it as therapeutic. It's always a chore. It's always like, you know, you get this kind of brainstorm, you get something in your brain, and you're trying to execute it. Is always, that's the difficulty, is trying to bring life to some idea or some thought. And it can be painful. There was a long period when I would paint, start working at night and work my way into daylight in the morning hours. But you know, it's very interesting. You know, I'm at a stage now where, I don't know if I'm boring you with this, but I'm at a stage where, no. I'm at a stage now where I feel like I've regurgitated, I've stated everything I wanted to state, and I'm sort of in a state of limbo state. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to talk about. You know, it's very interesting what goes on in the creative process. So I've sort of resorted to drawing a lot lately, and doing sort of what they call minimalist kind of stuff. You know, trying to express a total point of view through a very few lines. You know, but anyway. And then there's that other part of me that grew up in New York City, which was, I started in show business when I was 6.5 years old on Broadway, in a Broadway musical written by Kurt Weill, who, Kurt Weill was, he wrote with Bertolt Brecht, the Three Penny Opera. And I was on stage with his wife, Latte Lenyon, and I had I played the little page boy, and I had a couple of chants. Make way for the Duchess, for her grace the Duchess. Make way for the Duchess, for her regal Duchess. And then I came back on stage with a note from the Duchess. Message from the Duchess, from her grace the Duchess. Message from the Duchess, from her regal Duchess. So, but when I auditioned for that character, the little page boy, they had me walk across the stage one time, then a second time, but I loved it so much that I wanted to do it the third time. And they said, no, Billy, that's okay. No, you don't need to do it anymore. So I started crying. So I always say that I cried my way into show business.
And now here you are, 60 years later, back in New York. You're a little far from Broadway, but you are on stage. Do you want to cry now?
Well, that was more than 60 years ago. But I just had in April 6th, I just had my 80th birthday. Weird. My God, that's a long time. To be hanging around and bothering people.
And you still have some more time to bother us still, so don't go anywhere. Yeah. We like having you around.
Okay.
So, again, guys, whenever you're ready, start making a line so that I can look over to the microphone and pick on somebody. Don't be shy. You've got a question yet? Have you thought of one? Oh, no, you should. We won't make fun of you, I promise. I already did that. Okay, look, see, this is what I like. And then I don't have to do anything. It's fantastic. So remember, guys, our name and our questions. Sir, you're first in line. What have you got?
Thank you. Name is Scott Myers. Probably not that unique of a question, but I'm going to deviate from Star Wars a little bit. Favorite acting moment outside of Star Wars, besides Star Wars?
Well, I've had a lot of them. Well, certainly, I got nominated for Brian's song. That experience was, I always describe as an act of love. It was a very special experience. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences where everything seemed to come together. You know, when I got the role, as a matter of fact, I just broke up with my second wife, and I was really sad about that. So when I auditioned for the role, I was mentally prepared to embrace the role. And then, of course, the chemistry between myself and Jimmy Kahn was very special. And Buzz Kulick, who directed it, was a very special individual. So the whole thing was really a beautiful experience. But that's one in many.
Excellent.
You mean the new ones, all the new stuff? Well, you know, I do Rebels. I can't imagine anybody else doing Lando Calrissian. It's very hard for me, because I really created that character. You know, and the two components, for instance, like I started with two components, the cape and the name Calrissian, or Calrissian, I-A-N, is an Armenian name. So I put those two things together and sort of built on that. But to come back, no one said anything to me about coming back. But anyway, let's see.
I was wondering if the other original actors, why you included with that.
Because it was more about the Skywalker family and not the Calrissian family. Is that a good reason? So this is what I need everybody to do. Do you all Twitter? Yes? No? No. The one guy standing at the microphone says very loudly, no. It's okay, you don't have to help us with this, but everyone else will. Billy's Twitter, Facebook, you can Facebook as well, absolutely. Billy's Twitter handle is @RealBDW, @RealBDW. And we started this a couple years ago at DragonCon. I need you all to go hashtag bring back Lando @RealBDW, and then maybe Disney will pay attention.
Oh, my young folks now, so it's a whole different feeling. I think when I've seen what I've seen, it's all very entertaining, and I'm still making $1 billion. But I'm sort of I still like the old ones, especially Empire Strikes Back.
That was the best? Absolutely, hands down. Who said no? Jedi? Pretty close. Well, it's your turn to talk. What's your name, buddy?
Henry?
And what's your question?
Well, you kind of answered it a little bit already, but how did you take Han Solo dying?
That was a very good scene, as a matter of fact. I thought it was excellent, very well done. It was shocking.
Yeah? I love Star Trek, by the way. I really do.
So do I.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I hope he didn't ruin it for anybody. You've all seen it by now, right? Is there anyone in the room that hasn't? Seriously? Really? There's going to be a few more spoilers coming up. You know, Princess Leia dies in the next one. Guys, I'm putting the pieces of the friggin' puzzle together here. Oh dear Lord. You know what? I really don't know if she does. I'm just saying it because we lost poor Carrie. I'm assuming she does. I don't know. Maybe they'll kill Luke, and then they'll have to bring Billy back. Bye.
I'm Jackson, and I want to ask, what was it like on the first day of the Star Wars job? I know how
My first day, interesting. Especially, you know, at that time, you know, everything right now is computer generated. So when we were doing those, all that stuff was just beginning. So most of it was we really walked on the set and saw these huge, you know, the Millennium Falcon and all of it was like going into a huge toy store.
So wait, the Millennium Falcon was not just made out of cardboard pieces to look like metal. It was just computer generated.
No, it was real.
No, it was real. No, it was real. It was like
So
a
the part where it just like picked up and flew away was real.
Yes, it was. No. The little ship that you see in the movie when it's just flying, that's a little model. But when Billy was sitting in the cockpit, that's all real, and it was built what, half to scale, right? Like it was huge on set, right?
big as this room. Almost. Well, there were parts of it, you know, different parts too.
Just like say, this is a big Millennium Falcon, or a different shape. You're not make it look like a fucking
You were fantastic. Where are you from? All right.
Yeah, you behave like a New Yorker. Wise guy.
You know, you should beg your dad to take you to London because they rebuilt the Millennium Falcon for the new movies and it's full size again. You could actually go see it. You can break on the set and not get arrested. come back and tell us all the secrets that I spoiled for half of you already.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I absolutely appreciate the wonderful job that you've done in so many different aspects. And where I want to go is I want to go back farther than a little bit farther than stuff. You, my friend, have chosen me to make me feel that I am the Colt 45. The coolest thing that I ever met in my life was Billy Dee Williams. There is no doubt. I would go to school and they would say, "What are you doing?" I'm saying, "I'm just talking about maybe you and I can go down maybe to the cool white shores of Lake Ewan. And Billy Dee would show up and say, "Oh, you're not Billy Dee." I said, "I tried it. Billy Dee is the best." I can't wait till the day that I finally meet him 35 years later. Outside of being strapped now, but I can also serve. I'd like to shake their hands so I can go back. And these girls, they're going to kiss me because they're going to kiss me all night long if I can shake their hands.
Sure, certainly.
Just be careful if you come up.
Sir?
Second time. Don't let the smooth taste food. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Philip Schneider, it's an honor. Everybody says Star Wars, I agree with him. I've been a fan of yours, your other movies. Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone and Rutger Hauer. What was it like to be with Sylvester Stallone and Rutger Hauer?
It was fun. Rutger, to me, was probably one of the best villains I've ever seen on screen. Very good actor. Sly, we had a lot of fun. When we did those scenes where he was always in much better shape than me. So I used to have to tell him, "Look, just slow down a little bit, please, so I can look good." But we had a good time. That was a tough movie to do.
One with a bullet with Robert Carradine.
Yeah.
Going way back.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
Pure City with Melanie Griffith and Tom Berenger.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm a big fan. Like I said,
Maria Conchita Alonso was also in it, yeah.
I loved you on the 70s show. You played the preacher. And on Comic Book Men, I love it when you took the Millennium Falcon away from the guys.
Okay. Checking out a lot of stuff.
Like I said, I've been a fan. I remember Lady Sings the Blues in Mahogany. I'm showing mine. I'm going to be 48 this year. So.
You're still a baby.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anything you haven't seen him do yet, sir?
Probably not.
Okay. We'll have to find something.
Most of that stuff I've forgotten.
Fear City was in 80. Nighthawks was in 83. That was cool.
I don't know. I think it's just a question of dedication and a question of working hard. If, as an individual, if you want it bad enough, then you put the time and the effort into it and see where it all goes. You know, it's a tough life to be an actor, a performer. But if you love what you do, that's the most important thing.
What are some of the jobs that you had before, when you were starting out?
Jobs?
Other things that were not in that?
Jobs? I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. Well, you know, I don't know what I did really. I did things that lasted maybe a day or an hour or something like that.
Thank you very much.
I was like most young people, trying to figure out, you know, where I was going to go, and well, you know, I was very lucky. My career, I was doing pretty well in New York City on stage. Very, I can't talk today, very early part of my life. So things moved along pretty nicely, with ups and downs.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If he was flipping burgers, would you buy a burger from him? No. The guy who's seen everything, did you see him in Chiefs?
Yes. Miniseries, 1983. You're going to have to do better than that.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jerry Lesnikoff, and I just gotta say I'm a huge fan of Star Wars and your character, Lando
Chiefs,
Calrissian.
that was my father's favorite miniseries
My
about the
question
police.
is, what do you think happened to Lando in Star Wars The Force Awakens? Like, in your opinion, what do you think happened because he's not gonna be in the new Star Wars movies?
I don't know. I always think of Lando going back to his sort of Cloud City and running Cloud City, the way Steve Wynn runs Vegas, gambling and having a good time.
One more question. Do you think your son Corey will rise as a young Lando in the standalone Han Solo film?
Oh, they have a young man playing Donald Glover, yeah. That's it.
But you should not go see that movie because Billy's not in it.
See
I just gotta say, I'm
Screw Disney! Oh.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Right, the guy that's seen Billy in everything. Did you watch him on General Hospital?
Probably with my
Go ahead,
mom,
admit
yeah.
it. I'm not talking to you. You said yes.
Probably with my mom.
Yes, sir.
Had you ever given any consideration to how you would have portrayed Batman villain Two-Face in Tim Burton's movies and expanded your scene?
You know, I was just thinking about that the other day, because every now and again I get people asking me about that. I mean, I love Tommy Lee Jones, he's one of my favorite actors, but certainly I would have done something different. I was thinking about it, I says, you know, I know that when we think in terms of Two-Face, we think that there's a normal, natural face, and then there's this sort of really horrible character. But I was watching a movie the other on the plane coming in, and I forget the Split. Yeah, and I thought, now, to me, if you want to play a Two-Face, you wouldn't go with a grotesque, obvious grotesque look, but play Two-Face with that kind of approach, subtle. The two faces is the other face is underneath really more than it is on the surface, which makes it even more scary. So I think I would go in that direction.
I would like to see that.
You guys see Split with James McAvoy, what he's talking about? If you haven't, watch it, because then you'll see what he means. It's pretty brilliant. The guy who's seen everything, have you seen him in The Visit?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I worked in video for 20 years. There's not much I haven't seen.
The Prince. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yes.
I wrote a movie called The Prince. Did you know that?
It's Machiavelli. Based on Machiavelli's character, the prince. But there's also one movie I did that I did in Canada, Giant Steps, about a jazz musician. And that was good. Nobody ever saw it, I'm sure.
I bet you he did. Giant Steps, you have.
Actually, I have.
You get the Billy Dee Williams #1 fan award. As long as you don't kidnap him and put him in a cabinet and start breaking things.
No.
Yes, sir.
I would just like to know what your favorite beer is.
Really, Colt 45.
My other question is...
Of course it is!
Lando's favorite.
Colt 45.
Thanks for coming to Buffalo, we really appreciate it.
Is that all they serve on Cloud City is Colt 45?
Colt 45.
And blue milk for the kids. Yeah, sorry.
No worries. Thanks for coming to Buffalo. We really appreciate it. I'm sure everybody here is,
Thank you.
It's just excited to have you here.
Yeah.
My question is a little bit more recent. How did you end up on the episode of Modern Family? And is Ed O'Neill as funny in person as he is on screen? And is that kind of an improv scene you guys both do?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I really enjoyed meeting him and working with. I used to watch him on that show. He was always so good.
Oh, Married Children.
Yeah, married with children. No, I had a lot of fun. I was asked to do that. I'm always being asked to go on these shows and sort of play myself. In fact, I played myself in when it was on television, Lost. I played Billy Dee Williams playing a killer, which was quite kind of interesting. But Lost, by the way, you know that I remember many years ago with Lloyd Bridges in Hawaii, we shot a movie called Lost Flight, and I think Lost was sort of based on that. But Abrams, he does some interesting stuff. He's a very interesting director, producer-director.
All right, thanks a lot. I'm taking a selfie. You can feel the gesture.
Okay. Oh, he's doing that. Okay. Have you seen The Last Angry Man?
Yes.
That one was brilliant. Look Up and Live.
That was my first movie.
Right.
With Paul Muni. Paul Muni was one of the great actors that this country's ever produced, and Luther Adler. But Muni was like the first Scarface, and he also played Emile Zola, played Louis Pasteur. But he was a great actor.
Hi, my name's Nick. I was wondering, like, how crazy Hollywood that goes on. How do you stay humble? Like, trying to be all the fans all the time, and always being like a nice guy.
He's not a nice guy. No, he is. He's amazing. But how do you stay that way?
I don't know. I don't take all of this stuff. I take it serious. I take the work serious. But all of the other activities I don't really take serious. I'm basically, like, I loved all my wives. I love my daughter, my son, and my grandchildren. And my good friends. I don't know. I don't know how humble I am. But I think that we're all pretty much the same people. Some have a little bit more success than others, but I think it's just nice to be a good person, do good things. And I don't know. I was raised well. I had a good upbringing.
Well, wait, because we're running out of time. time. So let's take the next person in line, and you can come to the table. There's no pressure to buy anything. You can ask your questions there. Is that okay? Okay. Thanks. We want to give this young lady a chance. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Keisha. I would ask you, are you ever going to go behind the scenes, as a director, producer, writer? Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I've thought about doing that kind of stuff. You know, I found something that I fell in love with, probably. You know, I like working with other people. I like working collectively. But I much prefer to sit in my studio and all by myself and express myself that way.
So I'd like to be alone.
So guys, so that you're not standing in line, okay, we've run out of time, so I'm gonna have you guys sit. You're gonna be the last question of the day, but any of you that didn't get to ask a question, again, no pressure to buy anything. You are welcome to come over to the table and ask me your question, okay? So you can come to the autograph table. So you guys all, thanks for getting up, I appreciate it. Okay, the pressure's on, sir. Last question of the day, make it a good one.
My name is Dustin. So I know you say it's really hard to see those, but now that Donald Glover playing Lando and you have you been able to consult him on how to have that Lando swagger that we so much love in your character?
Well, Donald, he and I met one day. We had lunch, and he's a very lovely, wonderful young man, and very talented. And not only as an actor, but also as a writer and as a songwriter. Music, he writes great stuff. But I really thoroughly enjoyed sitting and talking with him. And I always hesitate to give advice to anybody about anything, because if I'm wrong, I might get beat up. I wish him a lot of luck, and he'll never be me, no. He'll bring whatever he wants. He'll bring something to it, whatever that is. But to me, Lando is, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing to say, but I feel like that character should have been left alone. I think after what I did with it, it's like indelible.
We want to thank the promoters of the show for bringing us out here to meet all of you guys, and thank all of you for joining us today. Guys, make me feel the love. Billy Dee Williams!
He thinks he's safe. Doesn't think we know his patterns, his vulnerabilities. We know where his girlfriend lives and how to get at his sidekick. He's faced one clown before, but soon he'll face the clown syndicate. There's more than one way to peel a potato. What the f? Oh, my eye.